We're going to work on Python. I know there's a lot of people out there trying to figure out the roadmap to cybersecurity and understand what are the pieces. And it's pretty simple. You need to learn Linux, Windows, some sort of terminal command line. You need to learn um, networking basics enough so you can understand. The way I like to explain it is like think of it as if you were playing a game. If you don't know Linux or Windows, the command line, you don't have a controller in your hand. And let's say you're like playing on a specific map or something, you don't have your map without networking. You need to know networking so you can learn how to navigate through your map. And then, of course, with Python, Python's going to help you with automation. It's going to help you build payloads, which are just like um, pieces of code that are used to infiltrate a specific network and to maybe bypass a firewall or whatever. You could build the payload towards whatever. So automation, payloads, and then and tools. So you can build your own custom tools. I know a lot of people talk about Kali Linux and Parrot OS and all their tools, but eventually, when you get to a certain stage, you want to be able to build your own tools. So, with that being said, we're going to learn some of the basics today. We're going to learn from our strings and, loops and functions. And I actually was going to build a specific plan for today. And then I accidentally ran into this amazing site. So, we're going to use the site, and then as we use the site, I'll add on to it. My game plan is after this episode to also make a tool. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to fit a basic hacking tool today, but definitely throughout this week. So tune in for the next episode as well. But with that being said, let's get it started. Let me show you um, a little bit of what we're going to do. So, um, since I found out about that specific website, I'm not going to show you VS Code today, but I'm definitely showing it to you tomorrow. And then strings, booleans, integers, variables, functions, loops. We may go into if else. We need to know list. We need to know all of this. And we may go through dictionaries. And I'm going to vaguely explain libraries and modules. Um, so these may be cut out for another time. But yeah, so let's dive in. So what I will say is I just joined this. You can see I'm level 1, but as soon as I started playing around with it, they even have Linux. I might have to go back and do some Linux on this. The website is called boot.dev. Um I think it's a tad pricey, 49 for the membership. Um But anyway, I love what they do. And another thing is, another episode that I plan on making is where is HTML, CSS, and React. And those are the languages I actually really know. Well, React, all of those are kind of a language. JavaScript is the actual language behind all of that and in front of all of that. But I know all of this, and whenever you're like hacking, I've showed you in the Linux and a lot of the previous hacking, ethical hacking episodes. You can just go back and look at them if you want, but you can press something called Control U real quick, and it shows you all the code. And sometimes hackers or devs or admin, they would in devs they would hide information behind this. This is what HTML looks like. And so you need to learn how to read HTML, and you need to learn um, CSS as well. But we're not heading there, so we'll definitely go over an episode with that. But when we get into here, see, this is everything I pretty much was mentioning, from variables to functions to loops and dictionaries and errors. But this course is definitely amazing. Oops, hold on. Screen. Oh, here we go. My bad. This this right here is amazing. So let's get into it. Shout out to all the devs and the people who made this, because y'all got me excited to want to learn Python. And I ain't gonna lie, learning languages sometimes you're like, it can be a drag. That's kind of why I'm only going over the beginning. And plus, you want to go over this over and over and over. You should probably watch this 3 times and go over it as many times as you can. But anyway, so um, if we were on VS Code, or also if we were to use it actually in the terminal, and I'm going to show you that on the next episode when I show you VS Code and the building the tool. But you're gonna just pretend as this is the terminal right now. Yeah, you're gonna normally see this. So before I go over this, I'm just gonna run this. So this is actually a specific type of this is a yeah, I'm in America. I'm in the USA. Where are you from? So I'm gonna say they this is an actual regular function that is attached to Python, and you can make your own functions and all that later, but this is one of the most basic ones. You're asking the computer to, hey, can you print something out, right? So most functions, they look something like, they have a word, and then after that they have some parentheses, and then inside of that, and sometimes you'll see these brackets as well, but we'll take it one step at a time. So inside of here, you'll see if you want to make a string, it's either regular single quotes or double quotes, and inside of here it's like you're sending a text message to the computer, or telling the computer to send a text message back to you, however you want to look at it. But you could say, you could put whatever you want in here. I love Python. And you can follow along on this. This is free to a certain point, and then after a while, they start to say, nah, you have to pay. But it's okay. Follow along with me, watch it, take notes, whatever you want to do. And then, so it's saying how to run code in boot dev. The grayish run button runs your code. And this looks the same for VS Code or another cool program called PyCharm. I'm not getting into PyCharm because this is what I think about both of them. So if you have PyCharm, it's just focused on Python. But if you have VS Code, you can download JavaScript in there, C#, C++, Python, all the languages you can think of, they have something for it. So that's kind of why I like that a lot better. Anyway, so you submit the golden submit button runs your code and submits it. So that's just like what we would do when we were doing it in the terminal. So let's go for it. I obviously got that wrong because they just wanted me to put that in. And look at, man, that's cool to me. I don't know about y'all. You probably wasn't able to see it too well. Let me move myself just a little bit. But at the bottom, you'll see you got some points and stuff. I like getting points. I love my brownie points. I don't know about y'all, but okay, so building Fantasy Quest. We're going to build a text-based adventure game. What? I might be on this all night. I don't know. We're going to build a text-based adventure game called Fantasy Quest. In this course, I've written the first line of code for you. It prints a message below the editor welcoming new players to the game. So then What? Happy to help. So this must be our little friend or whatever. Okay, that's cool. So how I go over to the next? Oh, looks like okay. All right. Oh, they got us straight into fixing a bug. Wow, I wouldn't have went this quick to teaching you about bug debugging, but that's cool. I love that. Let's see. So fix your first bug. The combat system in Fantasy Quest isn't working as intended. It appears that players are gaining health when attacking instead of losing it. Fix the main bug on line 3. So this right here is called a variable. They haven't gotten into it yet. Looks like they're just like, I don't know. I love this. So a variable, you can change this to whatever you want. So this just means every time somebody strikes one with a sword, they lose 10 points or whatever. So, and then it shows that the next variable is the player's health, and it shows that it's up to 100. So obviously they can get hit 10 times and they die or whatever, game over or whatever. And then health after attack equals, so this is just another variable. And now they're adding this plus that, right? And then another important thing is, let me zoom in just a little bit. Let me get a little closer for you. So when you see this hashtag, this pound sign, that is the mark for them to be able to set a comment. So it just means that the computer, the program, Python will ignore it. So you could put whatever you want in there and it's not going to show up. You know, so we could say, play around and say, I love this so far. And wow, when you run it, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna run it first because it looks like submit. If you submit, you lose points or something, and I'm not trying to lose points up in this thing. I'm trying to win. I'm in here to win. So anyway, you can see how they printed something. So this would say the character's name. So we can change this. This F mark right here in front of the string, it's a new function or it's a new command, whatever it's called. I don't really care about the terminology right now, but it just helps the string be able to, you could just write it like a normal text. So without this, you would have to put old school way, and you may see this in a lot of videos. You know, this is the person's name. I don't know. Ooh, that name, I can't even pronounce that. I don't know what they was thinking. You would have to say this person's name plus health plus is, and then you would have to put it like that. That's how it used to have to be back in the day until they remade this. And now they remade, or they put that F there. You can just put the F and then put the string, and then you could just write it like a normal text, like you was just texting your buddy around the corner or whatever. So that's how that is. But anyway, so they want us to, I mean, you know, whenever we run this code, it's going to print this person's health. So it's going to show their health, and then it's going to show they got hit by a sword, and then it's going to show this just turns whatever this variable is, it puts it right here, lets you enable it here. And so let's look at it real quick. So Lilith's health is 100, and he was hit by a sword for 10 damage. And then it shows he has 110 damage. So we can quickly see he's supposed to be losing health, not gaining health. That's already a cheat code. If you could play a game and they get hit and they get healed, then yeah, that's definitely a cheat code. So the easiest way to fix this is minus. So now player's health minus sword damage equals they lose points, 90. So that's the answer to that. And you can see I gained some points getting that bar up. All right, let's see what's the next thing they want us to do. And another thing is, like, play around. If you're on this right now, or you get on this later, play around. Like, don't rush. Like, you know, change this around if you want to, so you can understand a little bit what's going on. Here, I'm gonna close this down. This ain't even important right now. We'll open it up if we need it. And then, yeah. So anyway, yeah, so we could play around and be like, you know, change the person's name and say, wow. Oh, it's doing them all. I forgot how to do that. There's actually a way. It's like, I think Alt-I or something, and then you can just kind of go. It's been a long time since I've actually programmed in JavaScript, so I forgot all the cute little tricks. And I know to go to the end is end on the keyboard, or Alt-E, and then go to the beginning is Alt-A, or is it Control-A? Alt-A. Ah, forget it. Who cares? All right. Oh, see, I got an error. I don't know what I did. Whatever. Let's go over to the next one. Okay. The console is a panel that displays, and you can kind of think of it like the terminal, but it actually has more than the terminal. Like, there's actually a section that just says terminal or debug. We'll see that with VS Code. Is a panel that displays important messages like errors or the text output of a program. If we want to see what's happening in our code, we need to print it to the console by using the print function. We'll learn more about functions later, but for now, just know that, see, I kind of already told you this, we'll be printing something. So we can play around with it again, print, and then say, I can't to level up. And then we can make a future. Oops, what happened? What happened to my code though? All right, let's do something else then. Let's see. We'll make a string, the king. All right. And then we'll print. We'll just do something simple like yeah, we'll print a string. Yes, he is. And then we'll put, I'm just playing around, y'all. I love to tinker with things and do as much as I can. This is how you get better. I think I might be messing up. And if I am, I'm gonna just go straight on over to the next thing. Let's see what happens. All right, let's go over. So we printed something. Hold on, what do they want me to print? I don't want to lose no points. So I think I just have to press print. What? We'll learn. We'll need to tell our players how to move. Print the following text in the console. Okay, why am I actually having problems with this part? We need to tell our new players how to move. Print the following text in the console. Hold on. Let's don't tell me they already have me thinking already. We just started. Okay, so move equals there we go. My bad. I was like, no way. Dude, I see that this is about to get interesting. It's time to drink some coffee for that one. Let's go. All right, so it looks like they have something where they talk about what's going on. So let me mute this for a second. The sound. Man, I can't wait to get a stream key so I can just um, be able to do all of that with my fingers. Okay, so what is Python? Let's.
According to Stack Overflow and their methods of slicing the data, Python's actually among the most popular programming languages in the world. We think Python is one of the best programming languages for you to start with if you're learning to code for the first time. It's easy to use, but it still gives you plenty of control to build almost any kind of application. If you're new to programming, it may not seem like it right now, but Python code kind of reads like plain English, at least compared to the seemingly cryptic syntax of some other programming languages. Python is used all across the programming industry in backend web development, automation, machine learning, DevOps, and cloud engineering. Once you learn one programming language, almost all the concepts you learn will also apply to other programming languages. So making a switch in technologies just isn't as big of a deal as we make it out to. Learning a second programming language isn't nearly as hard as learning a second natural language like Spanish or Japanese. Anyways, best of luck, and if you have any questions, join us.
Shia LaBeouf. All right, there is one thing I do want to mention about all of that is so I don't even know Python. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't even know Python, but I've been doing JavaScript for 3 years and I've been doing React for 2.5 years and a little bit of C Sharp and CSS and HTML. And that's just how this works. Like it's really all the same. So if you're a person who's transitioning over to a new language, I'm telling you, it's going to take you about 2 days to learn the main concepts because a loop is a loop, a function is a function, uh, a boolean's a boolean. Once you learn all that one time, you can learn this other stuff like that. So anyway, let's get back into it. Um, Hundreds of thousands of students start their coding journey right here with Python. Python doesn't have to be your first language, but I think it's the best for best first language for most developers. It gets out of your way so you could focus on learning fundamental programming concepts. Yeah, because I say object-oriented programming, and that's where it starts to get a little complicated. But just because Python is simple doesn't mean it's not useful. Python is extremely popular, especially for cybersecurity. Um, Language in the industry is known for the web developers, DevOps. Man, DevOps be confusing me. GitHub, anyway, machine learning, scripting and automation. This is what we here for. We need to learn how to script and automate stuff. On the other hand, it's not particularly well known for front end development. While it's possible to do so, Python isn't typical used. That's HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So Python is not used in front end. Let's go, baby. No explanation needed. Python is known for being simple to read and write. Okie dokie. So, everyone out there, do you guys know any specific languages on your own, or is this your first language? And how do you feel about Python if you already have experience? What is code? Code is just a series of instructions for a computer to follow one after another. Programs can have a lot of instructions. The Booth Dev backend has 46,000 lines of code as I write this, and it's much smaller than some other projects I've worked on. That's insane. I've never written anything over 200 lines. Oh yeah, see, that's I think, to me, my opinion, chat, is that's the best. I mean, it's the easiest because HTML you can learn in like a day. Once your mind comprehends what's going on, you can learn the rest. You're like, oh. And then CSS, to get real into CSS, it could take months because some people are like, oh, I can learn CSS in one day. But to learn the basic concept of CSS, yeah, you can learn that in like a day or two. And then JavaScript, yeah, you're gonna need some time. It took me like 2 weeks to understand how to even get print, console.log something. And print and console.log, they're the same thing. That's just what it's called for JavaScript. But anyway, remember how we use print instruction to print text to the console? We can also use it to print numbers. So let's print 42. So the only difference is when you have these quotes, now you're trying to put in, this is a string, and now you're trying to put in letters. But when you don't have anything and it's numbers, now this is registered as a number. So they want us to print 42. Well, addition, let's see. Can I do that without getting in trouble? Okay, yeah. I just don't want to get a spanking. Well, addition to one of the most common instructions in programming, this also prints. So it's just basic math. Let's see, where's the plus symbol? 40 plus 2, and then you run it, it's still gonna be 42. Now if we minus 3, and then we run it, we're gonna get 39. And before they go on, and they're probably gonna explain it, but I'm gonna explain it. So if we were to do 42 or 40, and I know a lot of you guys already who knows the language know what's coming up. You do, come on, baby. All right, you do 40. If you do this 40 plus this string 2, you're gonna get an error because this is acting as a text message, and this, or like just a message, is acting just like a message, words, while this one is registering as numbers. So you have to be real careful when you are doing both of these, when you're messing around with strings and numbers. But let's get back to the task. It calculates the sum inside the parentheses and prints the result. Let's see. So what's the assignment? Simple addition is used all the time in game development. I tried to develop my own game, and I was like, that is a lot of code, and I stopped learning C# because I was like, man, no wonder why it takes, and so it takes devs like years and years to make these games, and then like you have people like, oh my god, the game's not like this and the game's not like that. Some people that don't know anything about code, like, you realize that some of that is like hundreds of lines of code, and then animation and all that. And like just to make a skin for a game, I tried to make that on one of the programs. I cried. That it took me a month of trying to learn how to make a simple skin, and I never was able to do it, and I was so butthurt. But yeah, so after that, I started to give I give them nothing but respect, because it's just it's real hard to do, make a game for sure. So let's see. We want weapons to deal bonus damage when they're enchanted. I think I know how to do this already. Our hero sword deals 250 damage normally, but should deal an additional 75 damage when it's enchanted. Calculate and print the result of 250. Okay, so aren't we just doing 250? So I think they just want, I'm trying to do too much. I'm thinking of way too much. Okay, so I just think they just said 250 plus 7. Let's see. Okay, yeah, that's it. That's all they wanted. I was about to put sword and put regular sword as 250, and then put enchantment equals plus 75, and then put sword plus. Let me show you what I was gonna do. So sword damage. I'm pretty sure you can do this. Equals 250, and then enchantment. Let's call it fire enchantment, because a regular enchantment is just not. Enchantment equals 75, and then we were just going to print sword. See how it already knows what's up there as soon as you put the variable up there? That's another cool thing about and then I can just press X. No, and then press down and enter, and then run it, and then oh, it's still correct. Okay, cool. So they do let you get a little creative. I'm just trying to see what I can do. You know, I don't want to get in trouble or nothing. All right, so multiple instructions. Code runs in order, starting at the top of the program, for example. So yeah, that's very important. I'm glad they mentioned that. I would have probably missed that in our in my tutorial. So for example, print this first, print that second, and print that last. We're gonna get rid of, well, hold on, where's that gonna go? So let's see. Now let me see if I can, I don't remember how to comment. Hold on, let me try it real quick. It's probably what I think it is. Nope, exactly not what I thought it was. You can just press Control Z like you can in almost every program to go back. So I'm just gonna do it the slow way, but there is a way. I think it's a slash and a hash. I know that's what it's something like that for JavaScript, but and then you put one on one end and one at the top, and it'll just comment everything. But anyway, so I commented that out because I still want to use this, and then we're gonna run that. So it's in the order of operations from top to bottom. That's all it's saying. First, second, last. So now we're gonna get rid of that, and then all right now. So print each. Okay, and the dialogue in our game should display the correct order. In the first level, our character encounters a talking owl named Jax. Run, not submit. Okay, so let's read it. Hero. So where are you off to this morning? What? So we're just gonna guess that Jax ends up going Brakog! And then we're gonna guess that the hero's like confused. And then we're going to guess that Jax is like, where are you off to this morning? And then obviously he would sound like he's like, what did you do? How did you learn to speak? Oh yeah, it's right here. Yeah, that's good. So anyway, we can submit. We're just printing a conversation. And this is kind of what you would see if you were playing the game and you would just see this right here. Well, this is what is going on behind the scenes that you guys aren't seeing. And this is what is actually what appears on the front end that you are seeing of the game. And obviously you'd probably see the guy and the bird and the blah, 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 but you get the point. So syntax errors. I'm glad they're covering this. You cannot leave without learning this. So syntax errors is jargon for valid code that the computer can understand. So you can just also think of it as like perfect grammar. You have to say it in a certain way in order for it to make sense. You can't say, I stored today went. That doesn't, maybe in Yoda language, where that was Star Wars Yoda, that makes sense. But you don't walk up to a person and say, I today store went. So you would say, I went to the store today, right? So with that being said, if you don't say it the right way, the computer is not going to understand it. It's going to say it's an error. Now, I'm not saying specifically with the strings, like you could say whatever you want in here. You could put, all kind of stuff, but it just has to go a certain way in order for the computer to understand it. So they're printing hello world. It has mismatched quotes around the string hello world. One is so like for instance, if you're doing a string, if you do double quotes, you got to do both of them have to be double quotes. If you do single quotes, both of them have to be single quotes. So if we print this, we're gonna comment that out real quick. We print this, it's gonna run an error. And then you can see Python is telling you, oh, hold on, man, something's going on. You see track back or trace back, most recent calls last. And then it tells you line 5 now. No. Okay. So I guess it executed line 5 that doesn't exist, but it shows you that the issue was on line 2, which we can see. That's line 2. And then it's telling you, you got to fix this. But you can really fix either or. So I'll obviously show you. So if you double quote it that way, you run, boom, hello world. If you single quote it, boom, hello world. So that's just what they're saying. Let's continue our work on our fantasy quest. There's a bug in our game and our players are distraught. Oh yeah, they're so needy. It's not like we added microtransactions. Yeah, it don't matter if it's free or not. You're gonna get cussed out if the game ain't working good. The code was supposed to print welcome to Fantasy Quest. Okay, so hold on. The way I'm looking at it is printing out welcome to Fantasy Quest to our users, but they are getting an error instead. Find the syntax error. Got me. It got me. So now you can see what I just showed you, file showing you it's on line 1, and then it's showing you that this is a bracket instead of a parentheses. So you need to turn it like this. But here's the thing, and most IDEs, so what is those developing environments like VS Code, PyCharm, you'll see that it's gonna make this for you. Like as soon as you press PR, it will show print, and then it'll show up just like this. It's already ready for. So the chances of you having this error is really low, but they're just teaching you or whatever, whatnot. So So let's submit that. So what does syntax mean? The rules for valid code in programming language, fast code, code that produces the correct output, code in the browser. So chat, anybody who's paying attention, what's the answer? Can somebody help me out? Hmm. All right, here we go. I'm guessing the valid rules in code. So that is what I'm going to put down. Hold on one second. Let me delete some stuff so I can have some more room. My computer is crying. All right, here we go. All right, let's see. Yeah, that was right. So what happens if you try to run code with invalid syntax? You'll get an error message from the Python interpreter and the code won't execute. Yep. Uh, thanks, chat. Yep, that's right on the money. Um, okay, so lesson failure. You've probably noticed that you have submit and run a button. Run is for testing and debugging. There's no penalty for running a code. This is how like there's a bunch of websites, like there's a bunch of websites where like what is it like Code Ninja or like hackathons where they throw hackathons and like you have to make sure you print and submit everything right. And if you run it, I mean, if you submit something over running it, you can lose points or all of that crazy stuff. So it kind of is important. Obviously, it looks like we'll lose life or something. So runs your code, but also checks its output against our answer key. If the output doesn't match, you'll be punished. Yeah, see, you'll get a spanking. What's the penalty? When you fail a lesson, one of the two things will happen. You have armor, you'll lose one. That armor is consumed to protect you from future failures on the lesson. If you don't have armor, you'll lose your sharpshooter spree and it will reset to 0. Each time your sharpshooter counter hits 15, you earn a random chest. Chest contains gems and items like armor. That's pretty cool, man. I respect what y'all are doing over there. Fantasy Quest has a bug in its server code. The code is supposed to print messages indicating the game server has started successfully. Fix both syntax errors in the code. Hold on. Let me make sure I'm processing that. The code is supposed to print messages indicating the game server has started successfully. Okay. I already see an error right here. Because the fact that the color is off, that lets you know that something is wrong. That's one of the luxuries of PyCharm and oh, this site that I'm on is called boot.dev. But Hack the Box is what I'm going to be normally, because that's what I normally do. I like the ethical hack and pen test. But I'm doing this like beginner thing so we can, so you know, the next episodes when I'm just straight hacking and building tools and building payloads and building, you know, automating things, people won't be like, well, what is Python? I can be like, go back to the episode where I go over all of Python. So that's what this is all about. But this is called boot.dev, and man, I'm loving it, Michael. this is me. Because I wish I learned JavaScript like this. It was so boring. I mean, I was excited, but it was still boring. Anyway, so print. So when you have like those VS Code and PyCharm, they're normally color coded, and then there will be like a line under here that will show the exact error. But this is kind of like taking that away, so you can kind of get used to learning it raw or whatever. But right away, when I noticed that the colors were different, I noticed that something was wrong. And then I also noticed that this is still not blue. So I don't know what it was. Hold on, let's see. Oh, here we go. Here's the second one right here. Bam. The quotes were wrong. We had a single quote and a double quote. Now they wanted me to go and run that. They wanted me to go run that and then see the errors. But I'm sorry. Whatever. You get the point. And here's something important real quick as we go along. So like I've told you in one of the episodes where we talked about ports, anything after 1,000 is like, and I think it's between 1,000 and, don't quote me, 25,000 or 10,000. Those are randomly assigned ports, or those are owned ports, is usually owned ports. And then anything after 25 to 65,000, 835 is like randomly assigned. So anyway, you'll normally see this port a lot when we create listeners. And a listener, we're not going to get deep into that because this is Python, but I just love cybersecurity. I'm sorry. But a listener is just something like, it's just like setting up another port or setting up something on the other side of a network. And then like normally you will create something and then they'll teleport you to that port. So anyway, this game server is running on port 8080. Looks like we have everything good to go. Let's go on to the next thing. Looks like I got my bar up. I don't know what all this is for yet. Okay, I'm bronze. Okay. Oh, looks like they're trying to get us to work. This looks like this has something to do with a IP address. I can just tell right away. And then this looks like a subnet of 4. But anyway, let's see what they're talking about. This is an optional challenge. You can skip. Nah, we're gonna try it out real quick. Our team is asking for some stats on our Fantasy Quest game servers. They'd like to know the average numbers of players on 4 servers. Debug the code so that it correctly prints the solution of the math problem. Remember, print just prints text and quotes. If you want to print the result of a mathematical equation, you can't put it in quotes. Blah, that was easy. We just got to know that you can't, like, you know, number, actual words are in quotes, which are strings, and then numbers are outside of that. This is optional as well. Okay, our dev team has been making updates to Fantasy Quest's Innkeeper shop. So Abdullah, I'm on this website called boot.dev, and we're going over, it's like a gamification way to go over Python. So I'm still at the introduction. You caught me still at the beginning, but they're just helping us learn Python while making a video game. And I think this is amazing. Let me see what you say. Yeah, Mike, I don't know if you're still there. You should add me on Add me on TryHackMe. Here's my TryHackMe name. Add me, and then we can go along the journey together, because I'm definitely going to be teaching TryHackMe and learning TryHackMe, and I'm definitely going to be learning Hack the Box. But like I said, we gotta go through Python. We can't skip Python. Anyway, our dev team has been making updates on Fantasy Quest's Innkeeper shop, but there's a problem. The Innkeeper's text dialog is empty. Add 2 separate print statements to complete the Innkeeper's response. They should say the following. So we already know we got to get, ooh, that's a whole nother command, and I don't know nothing about that yet. We starting off with our print. Print is the only method, or print is the only function we need to know right now. So we need to put some text in there. So like I said, this is a string. You just throw it in there in the parentheses, or the double quotes, and now that's an actual text, so we can see it right there. Great choices. And then the next thing that he says is there anything else I can help you with? So let's get that going. This time we'll just do single quotes. Bam, there we go. So this is, if you're playing the video game, this is the only 2 things this guy says. I don't know if y'all remember old video games where they only have 2 things, or well, old video games, you normally see words. Now they have actual voice actors and all that, which is cool. But shop response, we got that out the way. So now they're talking about variables, even though we've already been touching variables for a while. Variables are how we store data as our program runs. Up till now, we've been printing data by pressing it straight into a print. Now we're going to save the data in variables, so we can reuse and change it before printing it. So a variable is just a name that we give to a value. For example, my height. I'm gonna set it to 100. So let's do that. Let's see, my height. And then there's no spaces. So that is what you have to do to put in space. You can either do that or you can do it like this. But good coding practice is to do it like this, because it's easier to read. And then it's a space, and then you have to say what it equals, and then boom, it's 100. So, or we can define a variable called my name and set it to a text string called lane. So we'll do that. We can obviously change any of this to whatever we want to change it to. So remember putting in those quotes, and then they want us to say lane, but we could say logic, we could say your mom, and then you get the point. So we'll run it. We'll print my name, and then we could put a comma or plus, and then my height, and then we can run it. Ah! They lying. Let's see, what does it say? 5. And then let's see. Hold on, I want to see what's going on. There we go. My bad. I didn't put it in the. It told me. So if you go back, it told me that, and that's why you need to learn how to read this, because it said it's not in a string format. you can only concatenate strings. STR stands for strings. And then int is integers. This is an integer. Integer just means a full number. Don't let anyone else try to confuse you more than what it is. But anyway, so let's get back to the task. So on the first line of code, create a variable named player health and set it equal to 1000. Okay. So I guess he has 1000 health. And like I said, I love coding because this definitely helps you respect what people put in to making these video games. Okay, so print player, boom, 1000. So we got that. Let's go. All right, what else do they need us to do? Variables are called variables because they can hold any value and that value can change. It varies. So acceleration equals 10, and then right after that, acceleration equals 20. This just means acceleration will equal 20 because it goes from the top to the bottom. So let's do what they're asking us to do anyway, just for the hell of it. I'm not going to do all that this time. I just want you to see it printed out 20. So this line, acceleration 20, it reassigns this. The lowest line always reassigns the top line. We need to reduce our heroes' health as they take damage. Before each print function in the provided code, change the value of the player to 100 less than it was before. So all we got to do is so reduce 100 health here. So this right here is them trying to tell us what to do. So pay attention to comments, because sometimes if you were heading into a programming world or anything, you could see what the last dev did before you, and he's just trying to say, hey, this is what you need to do. You need to reduce by 100 right here. So I'm gonna put minus 100. I'm just gonna do what he told me to do. Plus it makes sense. And then we're gonna do it again. And then again. You get the point. Now let's see what happens. No. Let's see. It says line 5. I don't think I did that right. So let's put equals. And then let's put in parentheses. Let's try to do it like this. Minus 100. I'm gonna run that real quick and see if it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know, but I'm just saying. Let me figure this out real quick. So we need to reduce acceleration, the line acceleration, boom, print, change the value to 100 less than it was before. Oh, so I think all I'm doing is just put 900. Let's see. Let's see if this works. I think I'll be doing way too much. Equals 100 equals, I don't even know what Zork means. I think that means cool dork, but I don't know. Let's see. No. 7, 6. Okay, so to execute line 5 in module, file string in line 3 in module. What? Okay, so oh, so this already has an error, and I don't think that had anything to do with me. So let's see. Okay, let's go back. Let's go back. We need to reduce our heroes' health as they take damage. Before each print function in the provided code, change the value of. So what is this here for? Is this something I did? Because I don't even see. There's a solution right there. Yeah, I don't know what that was, but it was sitting there messing me up. Let's go on to the next one. Storing results. Now that we know how to store and change the value of variables, let's do some math. Here are some examples of common mathematical operators in Python syntax. Oh boy. You have to assign the value to the accelerator variable as minus. Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm not a dev, man. But yeah, I might have to go back and try that another time. This is boot.dev. This is brand new too. I was messing around with a bunch of the Python communities on Facebook today, and that thing just kept popping up through the cookies. You know how they stalk you through the APIs and the cookies. And it just kept showing up on my feed, and I'm like, what is it? And then I clicked on it, and I'm like, oh my God, I love it. But anyway, so they want us to do some math, and I really don't want to do no math, but looks like we'll figure it out. So create a new variable called armor health on line 4. Okay. And set it equal to player health. So we're going to player health. I'm going to get rid of the parentheses, but I'm going to write this down first. Player health times. And for people who are new to programming, the asterisk is going to be the times, because obviously an X would just almost register as an X. So, but all the rest of the characters look exactly the same. So, so on line 4, set it equal to player health times armored multiplier. Oh, that's easy. Armored. So I can just create armored health here. So we'll just put player, yep, right there, times armor multiplier. Huh? Hold on, what is it that we're making? We're making we're making armored health. Okay. So armored health. Health equals, I think this needs to go in parentheses. Okay, let's see. File 5 is a string. Oh. Why do they keep doing this to us? They're really making sure that we are checking for bugs. Like, no lie. So let me see. Something might be wrong. sure that we are checking for bugs. Like, no. Let me see something real quick. So you don't need it in parentheses. Dang it, I know I got it wrong because I need the number. I need the number to pop up. So armor health equals, this time let me see. Let me try something that I probably shouldn't be trying. Okay. Man. I know, like, there's probably some programmer out there laughing at me because this is probably as easy as it gets. But this is actually the type of stuff you'll be doing if you make your own stuff. Start making your own program on your own. It takes a while too. Like, don't think this is going to be something you can do in like 2 days. Give yourself a couple of weeks and just keep playing around. I actually highly suggest this because instead of you just making like retarded variables or something you think of or whatever you want to say, they actually are like, you're on a mission. But let's get back to it. So here are some examples of common math. Okay, so here's the syntax. I'm gonna copy that and put that into right here so I can look at it. So product equals this times that. So I think what I was hoping that it was gonna print out the numbers, and I'm not sure why it's not. So I'm just gonna put in the numbers and make life simple. And then put this back in parentheses. But this isn't right. Is there anybody out there that knows the answer to this? I'm gonna ask ChatGPT. Because I need the numbers to print as far as I'm concerned. Let's see what ChatGPT say. Okay, so take the quotes off. Oh, thank you, chat. I appreciate it. See, you know, when I be like actually be hacking and stuff, it's crazy because it just be these really small, stupid things that you don't pay attention to. So, okay, let's see. We're gonna call this armored health. And then that needs to change. And then let's see. Let's go back to that real quick. Thank you. Let's see. Player is saying to do just like this. So I had it right. Armor multiplier. Armored health. Hold on. Since I changed that, let me re-put that in real quick. Yeah, I gotta get this going. I'm not stopping here. Okay, so boom, bam, armored. Let's say no parentheses now. Because that would print a string. That's why I'm like, let's see. There we go. There we go. I don't even know. So whenever I put it in like this, let me show everyone. Whenever I put it in like this, it's gonna print the name of the thing because it's thinking of a string. But in order to get a value, you have to take the strings off, or you have to take the quotes off so you can get the actual number. I knew something was wrong, man. Yay, let's go to the next level. All right, negative numbers. Me and math. I mean, I'm decent at math. I just don't like it. All right, negative numbers. Negative numbers in Python work the way you probably expect. Just add a minus sign at the end. When our hero walks through poison, their health should go down. Right now, the hero is gaining 10 instead of losing 10. Okay, good. Thank you for making this easy. Thank you. So all we got to do is minus 10 and then run it. So I don't know if I did that too fast, but when you do integers and they're on the negative side, it's just like regular math or what you do with the calculator. When it go below 0, you start to see -1. So obviously we want our character to be minusing because that's poison. So we just added a minus. Don't touch below this line. So they just only wanted us to mess with that line. And blah, there we go. All right. Comments don't do anything. They are ignored. We already talked about this, but let's just go through it. They ignore the Python interpreter. That said, they're good for what they imply. So let's see, what do they want us to do, since I'm not going to really single line. Ooh, they might show us how to do the full thing. Multiple lines. There we go. So this is how you do multiple lines in Python. So it's just, is that it? Hold on, man. And then we're gonna do one more. We're gonna do. It's already showing. And then we're gonna copy that, and then paste that at the bottom, and boom, there we go. Now we let all the devs know that this is one big old story we're trying to tell them. And it's also for us too. We want to go back, and sometimes you when you start to get like 15, maybe 100 lines of code plus, and you chill for a day and you come back, you might not know all of that, especially when you get above 100. You may not like, well, what was I thinking? So it's really strong practice, best practice for you to write code telling yourself what you did. So anyway, with that being said, we see that all of this is going to be printed out, and then they want us to print hello world under. I don't even know if this is the actual task, but I'm just following along. Hello world. Probably not, but that's actually a good question, Water. I, I'm seeing all kind of different stuff going along, but since I'm not really focused on the programming side, like this is just an episode explaining to people how to use Python for the purposes of ethical hacking, so we can build payloads and automate tools and hacking tools. But I just know that a lot of people, like I meet daily, they'll be like, so what does it take to start to get where you are to becoming a retester or a pen tester or doing any of that type of stuff? And I'm like, well, you need to learn Linux, networking, and Python, and know how to read and write HTML and CSS and JavaScript. You don't need to know them. You just need to know how to read and write them, or read them. So with that being said, we're just going over this cool little program called boot.dev, and it's just explaining, taking us through a lot of the basics. It's already becoming a bit of a roller coaster. but let's keep it going. So this is useful if you don't want to add the line on each. Okay, like I did last time. If you guys were there at the beginning, I put a hashtag for each line, but now we can just put it in and trap it in there. So line 1 in the code was meant to be a comment, but the developer forgot to use the correct syntax. So I think all they want us to do is just turn that into a comment. Bam. Oops. And see how it turned there. So fix the bug, run it. So the only thing that's going to run is that knife. I don't know how to say it. I call it a shimmy. So and then it printed that sword with that variable. And so it looks like we're good. Let's go on to the next. Variable names cannot have spaces. They're continuous strings of characters. The creator of Python language himself, well, however you say his name, cool, implores us to use, like I've already explained this, but yeah, use the underscore if you, instead of, now you can do, no, you can't do that in other languages. Not that I know of. It's still close together like this. This is what I normally see, or this for Python. Never this and never that. So, which is valid camel case? I believe this is camel case, and this is snake case. So, what do they got going on over here? Oh, okay. So they're showing you. Yeah. So, camel case normally has a small letter, and then the next letter, no space, is a capital. And then if it's still another word, then a capital, whatever. And then snake case is the underscores. Pascal, oh, this is Pascal right here. No, right here. This one. I've never seen this. Oh, C# and C++. So, Water, you must, I'm not sure. Do you know how to code in C# or C++, Water? Hey, what's up, 20? How you doing, man? Um, with that being said, yeah, I didn't really get that. I'm not that good with C#. I try to learn it, like I said, to learn how to make a game, and I got overwhelmed. And I'm like, that's why it takes them 5 years to make a game. I remember when I was younger, and they had, and this may go back on y'all, but the first Final Fantasy VII, and yeah, like I remember I was reading one of the manuals because we didn't have all of this cool stuff now, and I was reading in one of the books, and they were talking about it's gonna take 4 years for Final Fantasy VII to come out, and I was like, what? It took them, and you know that's a large amount of time for something to come out. But anyway, so you'll normally see snake case for Python, Ruby, and Rust. I actually want to learn these two programs, but I told myself, let me learn Python, and then I might learn either Ruby, Rust, or Go. I'm still debating, but Python first. With that being said, let's, which one is camel case? That's this booger right here. And then which one's snake? You can just think of that as a snake right there. That's the easiest way to think of it. Boom. We out of here. All right, variable types. Python has several basic data types. In programming, snippets of text are called strings. We've already talked about that. They're a list of characters strung together. We create strings by wrapping text in single quotes or double quotes. Yeah, y'all already told us this. Okay. Numbers are not surrounded by quotes when they're declared. Yeah, we know that too. And they're called integers. A float is an integer, but it's just with a decimal. So 5.2, 7.8, whatever. So wherever you see those in games, those are floats. I don't really see them that much in things that I do, but still you need to know about it. This is important. Let me look at this real quick. So a Boolean is easy. Think of it as like a light switch. When it's on, When it's true, it's up. When it's false, you turn off the light switch, it's off. So it's just a yes or no, true or false, a two-sided thing. So a Boolean or bool is a type that can only have one or two values. As you may have heard, computers really use zeros and ones, so it's going into some binary. I'm actually learning binary analysis right now. That's why my hacker name is Canary. Canary's actually a defense thing to stop someone from doing a binary exploitation, but that's a whole nother subject for another time and a whole nother language. What is that language called? Assembly. Yeah. So to write like what the luxury of Python to print something, we just say print and then boom boom boom. But assembly, one of the first languages, it's like 8 lines or 15 lines just to print something. So anyway, is tall equals true, is short is false. Fix the bugs in the code. Let's get to business. So they want us to fix the bugs in the code. Player health should be an integer and player has magic should be a Boolean. So we don't need this to be in a string because it's not an actual text. It's an actual function, or it's not a function. It's an actual type, variable type that Python recognizes. And then this is also treating this like a string. So this is just treating it like it's text, but we need to actually let it know that this is an integer. And see that as you're starting, you can see how like these numbers it's color coded. So strings is obviously red, and then so far looks like integers are green, and so on and so forth. So okay, so what else am I missing? Fix the bugs code. I need this to say false, and I need this to say 100, or true. I need this to say, so that means we need to change something over here. Oh, don't touch nothing under this line? So this is right. It says don't touch nothing below this line. Oh, okay. I'm tripping. All right, yeah, we good. So, oh, look at the game. Oh, this is Pokemon. Ever played Pokemon and chose a funny name so that the in-game messages would come out funny? America's strength made it possible to move boulders around. In Python, we can create strings that create dynamic values in the F string. I kind of explained this, but this allows us. So as you see this, I'm gonna pull this out real quick. As you see this, we are able to, with these brackets right here, we're able to call a variable. So we could change this variable to whatever we want. Let me print this, comment this out real quick, because this is something I got confused on. So I think you guys need to know this as well. So that's commented out. So the number of bananas equals 10. If we just did this like this, where's 5? Hold on. Why is 5 even showing up? Line 10. Oh, I have too many. Is that what it is? Okay, yeah. So it just says you have num bananas. Even though this is a variable pointing out to the number, the integer 10, because of this, like this, because of this string being like this, it's only treating it as if it's just a text. So whenever you put this F in here, not only do you not have to put the pluses to concatenate, but you can make it dynamic by adding these parentheses, which recognize this as a variable now. So it's just saying, and here it's like you could put a function or whatever. It's like, well, what kind of variable is it? So let's say we wanted to put another variable and say, let's just go and do player health. I can't think of nothing. So player health. And they're probably going to explain this anyway, but I want to explain it. Player health equals 22. So now we want to put that in here. It's going to actually print that out. So now it's giving us the actual variable numbers. So that's all that is telling us. Let's go back, and if anybody's kind of lost on anything, feel free to ask me. Oh, that's what I said at the beginning. I'm gonna show you real quick. It's a pretty penny. They not playing. So for a monthly subscription is $50. So my game plan, hold on, no. Oh, okay, cool. My game plan is to do as much of this on stream as I can, and then make a life decision later on, and decide if I want to do another month. Like if I get a lot of attention from it and people are learning and recognizing it, I'll keep going. I'll keep going. But if not, then I'll just do as many Python episodes doing this, and then I'm out once the subscription is over with. But I love this. I really respect it. So anyway, let's go see what they are trying to tell us. Fix the bug on line 7. Use F-string to inject dynamic values into the string. So replace name with the value of name. Oh, I see what they're trying to say. Okay, it's what we just did. So there's a few things going on with this, but we got to do few things at a time. So we're making the variables dynamic, like I was kind of mentioning, by putting them into parentheses. Does anybody else? I know, Jalen. I was saying the same thing. I'm like, come on, y'all will get like 50 times more people doing this if you can at least like do a intro, or like what am I trying to say, a trial for 2 months or whatever, 30 days, or bring it down to $20. But what I will say is you can start off, you can do as much that I'm already at. I think where it stops is scope. You can go up to scope for free. After scope, you need a membership. You can still read everything, and you can still follow along, maybe on like VS Code on your own, for free though. So you can literally have a window, and you can just keep reading everything, and then do it in your own text editor, and then go back and forth. But if you want all the points and the cool stuff, and you're level 6 and all that, you got to pay, and whatever. So anyway, does anyone notice the what is wrong with this? Why it's not working? I'm gonna wait because I want to see if somebody else notices what's going on. Let me give it like a few more seconds. All right. So what is really going on is these are all in caps. So either we can turn these all to caps to make it work, or we can turn this down to what this is. So let's see. Age. Oops. Race. And then age. And this is what I believe is wrong. Boom, 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 boom. Let's see. Do not edit above this line. Oh, so they don't want us to touch this. Okay, so we have to do it like this. Oh, and the last thing, the F. Yeah, thank you, thank you. I'm like, what? Okay, so Jarl is a dwarf who is 37 years old. And then if we wanted to say Jarl is an elf, all we got to do is change it right there. That's what makes this so amazing. And then if we want to say he's 25, bam, Jarl is an elf who's 25. Did I already do the solution? Because let me go back and do the solution real quick. But yeah, so I just wanted you to see that. All right, let's submit. All right, let's go on to the next one. Okay. Non-type variables. Not all variables have a value. We can make an empty variable by setting it to none. None is a special value in Python that represents the absence of a value. Oh, I think with JavaScript you would just put empty parentheses or something, or empty quotes. So it is not the same as zero, false, or an empty string. Oh, that's what I was thinking, an empty string. The value of my mental, I don't even know that word. Is in this case is none. Until we use the assignment operator, which is equal, to give it value. None is not a string. Non-type is not the same as string with a value of none. Does anybody know about this? Yeah, you was right on the money. Does anybody know about this? If you do, don't be shy to talk about it, because I don't know. This ain't none of my business, the way I'm looking at it. Okay, so let's do it anyway. Declare a variable named enemy and set it to none. Don't change the print function. Okay, so enemy, let's just do what they tell us to do. Enemy equals none. Oh, see, it's already ready right there, so that's good. That means it's already embedded, like it said. All right, and then enemy is none. Ooh, okay. What? So let me get a little creative. So let's say if we, never mind. Let's just see what they tell us. Yeah, give me a video, because I don't know what you're talking about. All right, let me turn off the music for a second so we can focus on this.
The none type in Python is weird, and discovering it in Python is probably the same way that discovering the concept of zero with mind bending leads to Sumerians. Let's start with an example. Create this variable age and set it equal to none. That's none with a capital. It's important to note this is not the same thing as the string none, which would be surrounded in double quotes. None
I don't know what they talk about.
Keyword in Python. It's not just another string. For example, hello world is a string. One is an integer. False is a boolean. And none is actually of the type none type, which is its own.
What?
You have infinite possibilities of what they could be. There's an infinite number of strings that you can store in a string type, or integers that you can store in an integer type. A boolean can only be true or false, but the none type can actually only contain the value none. So why is this even useful?
Yeah, tell us.
The idea of none is the value 0, because sometimes 0 means something. Again, let's go back to our example of a variable called age. Let's say we have a form on our website where you can input an age. Well, inputting the age 0 would actually be a valid selection. So we can't use 0 to represent the state where the user has not yet selected an age. Again, because you could select 0. So one common use case with the num type is to sort of use it as a default value for a variable. And it indicates that, nothing is stored here yet, but there likely will be or can be in the future. Now,
don't be talking about JavaScript.
Is when they print a value, say when they print a variable, stores the none value, will actually print the string.
Hold on, I have to pause that. So this looks like a normal VS Code right here, like a text editor, and as you can see, this is inside the terminal. So eventually, as we start to make scripts, we're going to be doing something where we call out Python 3, and then this is just the extension, which is Python, and this is just the name of the file. And obviously inside of this, they put none for the age selection, and then they put a string none, and then obviously it's printing out to the terminal. So that's something we'll be learning a lot more later on, but let's keep it going.
Instead of printing a variable that stores the none type, actually prints a string that just says none. The exact same thing is printed to the console, but they're not the same. Now, the easiest way to test is to actually wrap the variable in a type function. So you're actually printing the type of the thing. And in that case, you get a message saying, this is a none type or this is a string.
Oh.
If you get stuck or lost, you're not sure what you're looking at, be sure to use that in your print.
He showed that so quick. I don't even know. I'm gonna have to go back and look at it. But we're just gonna keep it trucking for right now, because I'm like, this really ain't none of my business right now. But let's try to go over it. So we mentioned last exercise, none keyword is used to define an empty variable. Yeah. So when would we use it? One use case is to represent that a value hasn't been determined yet. For example, an uncaptured input might start with the variable. Then later, the code, once the user has entered their name, you can assign the user variable input. What's your name? Okay. Remember, it's crucial to recognize that none is not that's all I'm going to take from it. None is not the same as a string for right now. It's its own specific special little type. Okay, cool. Why might we use the none value? To create additional pain and suffering? I think that's the answer for real. This website is called boot.dev. Oh, thanks. Thanks, Overdose. I might have to put that in the. I don't know how to do all that. Like I made a Discord because somebody was talking about it. I don't know how to use it. So if somebody know how to use it, please go in there and help me out or talk to me on the side, man. I need help. But anyway, so yeah, boot.dev. Why might you use the none value to cause additional pain and suffering to your coworkers? Let's see, because you need a string with the text none as a default value that will be replaced later. Okay, that's all we need to know. It's none now and there'll be something later. Python is dynamically typed. We were talking about that earlier, which means a variable can store any type and that type can change. For example, if you make a number variable, I can later change that to a string. Speed equals 5, and now I want it to say that, print out the actual word 5. But like maybe don't in almost all circumstances. It's like a bad idea to change the type variable? Yeah, I was gonna say I wouldn't do that. But the proper thing to do is just to create a new one. So this is a different type of speed, and this is a speed description. What is non-dynamic typing languages? Languages that aren't dynamically typed, that are statically typed, such as Go. I don't really care to learn Go. Then I'm all about that dynamic. Um, if you try to assign a value to a variable of the wrong type, an error would crash the program. Oh, sometimes that's good because it lets you know, so you won't just be sitting out there doing a bunch of random stuff. Um, if Python were statically typed, the first example from before would crash the second line. So you can't just be out there changing stuff, which I've heard from a lot of devs. That's actually really good. So you got to watch yourself. Is this another video? We probably might skip that. Is changing the type of variable generally a good idea? No. I want to see. Let's say.
Types are a really hot topic in coding right now. A debate rages at all times.
Yeah, let's watch it.
Twitter about whether dynamic or static types are superior. So, what's the difference? You can set it equal to the string 60-9 and nothing happens. There's no problem. We've changed the type of text from an integer to a string, and the Python interpreter just doesn't care. Now, most scripting languages, Python, JavaScript, Ruby, PHP, they're all dynamic. And one of the big benefits, especially when you're just getting started learning to code, is that you don't need to write as much.
Oh, you can't hear him?
Specify your types.
Oh, shoot. Hold on.
Rather than getting too into the weeds with all the technical details and implementations. Now, in a static type, the types of variable must be known before the code runs, which means.
Oh, man. You can't hear him? Can you still not hear him? Oh, man. I'm so sorry, y'all. I think what I need to do is. Well, what about like this?
It stops us from writing really easy to write, kind of careless bugs into our code. Because frankly, even in a dynamic programming language, you basically never want to change the type of variable. It's super rare. You usually want to change the value within a type set. If you need a new type, you typically just create a new variable. So which is better? Well, if you had asked me 10 years ago, I probably would have said that.
My understanding is that there's a fairly balanced trade-off, that dynamically typed languages might be a little less safe in production, a little more error-prone, but you can move faster and write the value quickly and ship things.
But I think it's become a lot less balanced over time. I actually think that, especially nowadays, it's actually if you had asked not only safer to write within a statically typed language, but it's also easier to ship.
Hold on, now it's echoing.
Part of the reason for that is how much better the tooling and the type inference in particular has gotten. Types used to be a fairly verbose thing. So take the ceiling.
I told you I'm so new at this, y'all. And he's echoing. Oh my gosh.
Variable declaration the same way that.
Oh my god, I don't know what. Oh man. I think I'm gonna just have to explain this. That's how y'all know I'm new. Like, I've truly just started this channel. I truly don't be knowing. I'm sorry, y'all. All right, I'm gonna mute the mic.
My favorite feature of the language, it's still an amazing language, especially for learning foundational coding concepts in. It really reads like plain English and allows you to focus.
Yeah, I'm with you. Let's just go back and get back to the nitty-gritty because okay, yeah. And he's kind of complicated anyway. I'm sorry. So we got static and we got dynamic. Yeah, I'm gonna have to test that later on, but let's keep on pushing. With that being said, let me turn back on our music and let's get back to the groove. All right, so Python is a dynamically typed, which means a variable can store any type and it can change. We talked about that. Okay, so what kind is dynamic? Boom. Yeah, he was confusing me anyway. I was listening to him like, I don't know what you talking about, man. Math with strings. When working with strings, the plus operator performs a concatenation. Just think of that as just like mushing the words together. So, like I said earlier with the F, you don't have to worry about this, but so, let's see. Full name now holds the value of Lane Wagner. Notice the extra space at the end inside of this string. And then let's see, what do they want us to do? We have a second player in our game. We need to tell each of our players how much health they have left. Each line 9, edit the line. I'm tripping. Edit the line 9 to print players' health. You have 1200 health using the string concatenation and the variables provided. And then edit. Let's do that first. Step 1. So player 1's health. So we'll do sentence. So this is all a string. So we'll start off with sentence. No, it's probably not all the strings. So sentence start space plus you have, and then inside of here I've been learning. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. So let's see, sentence start and then plus player's health 1, because that's what we worried about. And then plus sentence end. Let me know if you guys are confused on what's going on, because there is a lot. We're just adding this all together by adding the plus signs. And then we need to make this one, let's see what happens. Oh, we're good. So that's 1. So then the second one, we got to do the same thing. So sentence start plus player 2 health plus sentence end. Man, I want to hack. I just be having the urge to ethical hack stuff. I want to do some boxes. But I also want to do this. All right, so we're good. Ding, ding, ding. All right. We can save space when creating many new variables by declaring them on the same line. Sword name, sword damage, sword length equals. Okay, so how many variables can be declared on the same line? No limit. I've never heard of there being. What is clean code? Code that is easy for developers to read and understand. I used to have, I still know him. He's a pretty elite programmer. He's been programming for a bunch of companies for a long time. And I used to have him read my code, and it was the most scariest thing to even ask him, hey, can you check and see if my code is worth anything? But yeah, after you get a bunch of them telling you how crappy you are, you eventually get used to making some decent code. Not saying that my code is clean at all in Python. I don't even know Python, but yeah, it's pretty cool the rule of thumb is if you can read it and you understand it And, you know, if a 12-year-old like can understand the way it was read, then it's pretty good. You don't have to go all out. But anyway, so let's go on to the next one. You may have already figured this out by now, but below the lesson explanation or the Boots tab mobile, there's an adorable bear wizard named Boots. His job is to help you when and if you get stuck. Here's how. Boots is an AI chatbot like ChatGPT, and that's what I was gonna say. If I get stuck, I'm using ChatGPT, but we'll check out Boots. We'll see what Boots is talking about. Um, that's been trained on our lessons, which is cool because he's super directed towards all of this. While ChatGPT, you may have to feed it like, "Hey, I'm doing this," and whatever. When you ask him a question, he already knows the official solution, what you've been asked to do, the current state of your code. If you press the clipboard button to paste it, he's been trained to not give you the answer. Oh, okay. That's bad for learning, but instead use the Socratic method, which is just breaking it down in pieces. Um, oh, I know JavaScript, but since I've been on this cybersecurity journey, I ain't been using JavaScript. And, honestly, I actually use React, which is on top of JavaScript. Um, and I think React is just beautiful. It's the language that made Facebook and a lot of other languages. But anyway, with that being said, React, JavaScript. But JavaScript is not really that used so far in cybersecurity. I know there's some payloads or some things you'll make with it, but as far as like, Python is that guy. So chatbot chatting with Boots before you complete a lesson costs baked salmon. He's a hungry guy. Or if you don't have one, 50% of the XP that you've earned from completing it. Oh, so I could tell when this starts to get hard, we're gonna be having to look at Boots. But I'm a cheat. I ain't gonna lie. We're gonna talk to Chat GPT. He or she's free. Um the assignment fantasy quest dialogue message are all jumbled up. Fix it. Run the code. Notice that nothing prints to the console. Ask Boots. Oh man, y'all forcing us to use Boots. Ask Boots why nothing is printing. You'll need to pay up to just to do it. Be sure to click the clipboard. Where is the clipboard? I don't even see a clipboard. Does anybody see the clipboard? Or am I blind or what? Of course, chat. I'm guessing your name is Red. That's a pretty dope avatar. But let me see. Where is the chat? I mean, does anybody see the clip board? Oh, they're talking about this clipboard? Yeah. Okay, they're talking about that clipboard. So be sure to click the clipboard icon. Yeah, okay. Use Boots to figure out what's wrong. Fix the code, then submit it. We're expecting the following output. Okay, so unlock new spell pages by completing. So I guess I'm printing this out. What am I doing? I do want to learn how to use him because they want me to learn how to use him, but new chat. Man, that opened up a whole new window, did it? No. I'm just gonna paste this. Ask me and I'll answer. I'll find my explanations. Ask a human for. I'm lost. Okay, run. How do we use this guy? You only need fix. Yeah, the link for the Discord is right there through the Nightbot. It looks like a bunch of mumbo jumbo. Yeah. And then if Red or any of you guys, oh, thank you so much, 20. I appreciate that. If any of you guys know how to use Discord and all that, please help me, because I'm at work 5 hours learning, watching videos, and I'm just like, what? So I set up a Sapphire bot and I set up a Night bot, and that's it. I don't know. But anyway, I don't know how to use Boots. Does anybody know how to use Boots? Struggling. Boots. The Bane. Where is Boots? Come on. I don't know how to use him. All right, let me. Woosah. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna try to catch up with you, 20. Leave me a regular message on YouTube so I could talk to you and subscribe to you and talk to you on the side or something, because I need help with that. But I also need help with Boots. I don't want to have to go to his Discord. No, I don't want to. Let me see. I shouldn't have to go to a Discord just to talk to Boots, right? Oh my gosh, I don't know what. I'm lost. I'm just about to fix this and then go on my own. Shoot, forget it. So I know we need to print something. I don't even need his help, but I just wanted to learn how to use it. Okay, so I know we need to print something. No doubt. Oh, okay. So anyway, so print, and then space equals, okay, you there, quest start. So we did this already. Quest start. The show must go on, and I'm not going to be sitting here trying to find somebody who don't want to talk to me. You don't want to talk to me, Boots. I don't want to talk to you. Okay? Okay. So quest start, quest middle, quests. Now this might get have to get mixed up eventually, but for now, let's just get them all up there. So quest objective and then space. Okay, so let's go look at the clipboard of what it is that they want us to actually print out for them. So you there, adventurer. So start is right. The local mine. Okay, so we got that right. We need your help taking it back. We need your help taking it back. Okay, so and is good. Bring back 8 of their axes as proof of your hard work. So that's the objective. And then, oh, there's an easy way to do this. Watch this. I'm gonna try it this way real quick. And then five. I'm like, where are you? Okay, boom. And then let's see what happens. What? Never mind. So much for the easy way. Let's go back to the normal way. All right. Run. Boom. There we go. Then we submit. Wow. They gave us a lot for that. I don't know how to use you, Boots. We just gonna have to go on without you. I earned a chest. What is that? Sharpshooter sprees and armor. You earned a sharpshooter spree each time you complete 15 lessons in a row without making any mistakes. Oh boy. They're not playing. Once you earn a spree, you will earn a random chest, be one step closer to your next sharpshooter achievement, You'll never lose your spree with run. Only a failed submit. Okay, we know that. Your streak is protected if any of the following is true. The lesson is completed. Armored has already been used on a lesson, and you have armor. Your streak is not protected if you don't have armor and the lesson is incomplete. Right. You're on the same page as me, Water. I actually want to go back and so what I was trying to do was just throw all the text, which it's definitely not clean code. This is clean code right here. This is more readable. But just for the hell of it, I wanted to grab that, and then inside of space, I wanted to copy everything that was written and throw it inside of here. It's just one long string. But the problem with it is I don't understand why this is looking like this. Why is this still red like that? And the rest is like trying to act as if it... Okay, let's try that real quick. Boom. Okay, now let's try to run it. Boom. Same thing. Okay, so that was right. I just had to turn it all into a string. Okay, but anyway, so as we progress, you might find yourself wanting to take notes, review concepts you've already learned, see more examples of a concept, see an example of syntax. So just see stuff that happened. Your spell book solves these problems. It's a searchable cheat sheet of everything you've... Oh, that's cool. I like that. As you complete lessons, you automatically unlock... Let me go down to it. All right, let me keep reading it. I'm sorry, I'm getting too excited. So if you know what you're looking for, use your spell book before chatting with Boots, because using the spell book costs no items or XP. Okay, cool. Let me get something to drink real quick. I have like 4 drinks over here. I don't play. All right. So I'm guessing I seen the spell book right here. Okay, let's keep reading it because I don't know what's going on. Competitive fantasy quest players, balanced ballers, have won all their games in the elimination round. Oh, this is another thing before I go on. It says that the spellbook costs no items or XP. But anyway, their games in the elimination round of the tournament. They're now in the finals. Calculate the average score. Oh boy, math. Of their 4 games and store it to the average. Oh, okay, that's easy. The average or mean is calculated by adding up all the numbers and dividing by how many numbers there are. Okay. Which means first we need to add up all the numbers, then divide it by 4. Okay, I can do that. Let's use our spell book to recall the syntax we need. Okay. Look at the bottom right of the lesson text. You'll see a toggle. Okay, I did that. Search the concept. You'll need maybe Python math. Okay. What is this called? Hold on, let me see real quick. What is Python? Comments in Python, variables. We're looking for something like average, right? That's my guess. Let's see, Python math, average, median. Whatever. Don't touch the line above. Okay. So I know what we need to do. So let's just, oh, the second one. let me see real quick. Oh, so this is how this works. Okay, it's cool to kind of Python math. Oh yeah, so I was there. Okay, okay, cool, 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 cool. So I already know what to do anyway. So let's see, game. Oops. Let me just. All right. So game. Don't touch below this line. Okay. Order operation. Oh man, I know you guys see in those books. I mean, on Facebook and stuff like that, where they put something in order operations, and then there's like 1,000 comments, and like 80% of them are wrong. I'm trying not to be that 80% right now. So anyway, we need to. We're gonna add game score 1. And then plus game score 2. Let's just get all that out there first, and then we'll figure out all of the everything that's needed and how it needs to go. Four. All right. So it shows us we need to get all of these and then divide it by 3. So we'll put this in parentheses. And then we'll go back to the end. And then, so it said add them all up and then divide it by the number that there are. So 4. Line 8, what did I do? Oh, I'm missing, I deleted that hash. Now let's try it. Game score 3. Oh, score. Game score. Is this right? Yeah, there we go. Boom, there we go. Let's see. I don't know what faux means. Parentheses, something, something is my guess. But yeah, so we got it right. It told us to, let's go back, let's go out of this real quick. So it told us to calculate all 3 numbers. It said that somewhere in here, and then divide it by the total. So I'm pretty sure that this is right. Let's go with it. Boom, let's go. All right. Oh man. Okay. Character report. One of our interns started working on a program that outputs data about fantasy quest player characters. It's nearly done, but has various bugs. Oh, and anyway, what's up, Juan? How you doing? Fix the bugs and get the character report working. Ooh, fool. These people aren't playing now. I don't care what anybody say. This is just what it is at variables. I can imagine as soon as we get to like scope and all of that, it's gonna be like hundreds of lines of code. This is already 25. So this is definitely gonna be a part 2. So fix the bugs and get the character report working. Update the variables to their expected data types. Okay. So that shouldn't be hard. Name is string. Level is an integer. So let's just do it as we see it. So we know that when we have that those quotes, that made it a string. And then level, we turned it into a number now. It's an integer. Class is a string. So we know that we have to get those quotes in. Oops. I don't know what I'm doing. All right, there we go. And then armored is an integer. And remember, integer is a full number, so we gotta delete that, turn that into a full number. Magic resistance is a float, which is good, point something. And then account active is a Boolean. It's crazy because, you know, talking about the cybersecurity side real quick is, you know, when you, this could be you, this could be, let's say you made an account, this could be all your information. And for them to ban you, all they got to do is just turn this to false. Now you're not active and now you're not on the, and that's one of the powers of like, you know, putting these variables up here like this. Let's say they're like, well, we don't want, you did something, so you got an extra magic resistance. You leveled up, boom. Now that all that does is change dynamically. So yeah. But let's see, fix the bugs. So looks like the print on 9. Oh, we need to throw an F because to make this dynamic. Character report. Okay, cool. Open. L Open is his name? Lopen? Come on, y'all. Y'all could have came up with a better name than that. Is level 25 Windrunner. They have 12 armor, 15.4 magic resistance. Their account is currently active. True. Looks good to me. Oh, one thing. I see one thing. That was printing as a string. Huh? It's a capital. All right, now everything looks good to me. Character report complete, data types, level, integer, name, string, character class, string, armored, integer, magic resistance, float, account active, bool. Oh, that's cool that it does that. I don't know what they did to do that. We'll figure that out another day, but looks like we're good. Yes. Me too. I'm like, I'm kind of rushing for that reason because I'm like, is there like eventually a point where they're going to show us what the game looks like? Because this is this is some code going somewhere. Oh, yeah. So I think I'm at least finished the function section for you guys because I think that's a good place to leave. Now I might keep trucking, I might not, but I'm just letting you know I'm at least finished the function side for you guys. So let's go. So most of our JavaScript and C# folks or other programming languages, we already know that like when you see something like this and space like that, it's starting to function. JavaScript looks a lot different. It would be like whatever, let's call it function, and then it would look something like this, and then it would have these like brackets, and then you put whatever you need inside of these brackets as the function, whatever. But the way that they do it is as def, and then let's see if it does it for us. And then instead of those brackets, we get this colon, and that colon is where you do all that extra stuff. And then the return is usually the result that you're looking for. So def, and then function name could be called whatever. And then you see it right here. So let's keep going. So functions allow us to reuse and organize code. For example, say we have some code that calculates the area of a circle. Radius equals 5. Area equals 3 pi times radius times radius. That's probably some famous equation somewhere. I ain't that cool in math, but yeah, well, the same thing. Water, is getting late. I'm almost like, I don't even know how. Oh man, yeah, I might just do 2 of these and then go, because yeah, it's past my bedtime too. I got work tomorrow. Uh, but anyway, so let's keep going. That works. The problem is when we want to calculate the area of other circles, each with its own radius, we can just copy the code and change the variable like this. Radius 2. But we want to reuse our code. Why would we want to redo our work? What if we wanted to calculate the area of thousands in circles? That's where functions help. Instead, we can define a new function called area of circles, define with the def keyword. I don't fully understand all of this. Let's see if we can figure out the answer real quick. So we need to calculate the size of a weapon's attack area with a 1.0 meter sword. For example, a player can attack in the area of 3.4 square meters around them. You can use the area of circle function to do the calculation. Fix the bug on line 13 by calling the area of circle function with the spear length as input and store the result. Ooh. So yeah, I think this is gonna be my last equation I fix, because this is actually, I thought I was just gonna run through this. Yeah, right. There's a lot of stuff going on, and they make it so this is gonna take some time. But that's good. You shouldn't run through it. Okay, let's see. Fix the bug on 13 by calling the area of circle function and the spear of length as the input. So this is the input section. So we're gonna call, why don't they start off this complicated with functions? They're probably gonna break it down, but I'm just like, geez, this can run somebody away. So don't touch this above. The sword length is gonna equal, let me see, I don't even see sword length up here. Or spear length. Okay, whatever. So print sword length. Let's see what happens when I run it. So with the 1.0 meter sword, for example, a player can attack in an area of 3.4. You can use the area of circle function to do that. As the input and store the result in the spear area variable. Spear area. So spear area equals spear area equals, by calling the area of circle. So where's the area of circle? Okay, right here. Oh, then we're gonna call this function, I believe. Let me see. Store the result. So sword area. Let's try that. Chat GPT. Just so we can get one done. I'm gonna definitely make this an ongoing playlist, an ongoing series. I just want to at least do one function though, because I'm feeling like how y'all probably are, ready to go to bed. What are you telling me? ChatGPT is telling me so much stuff. I think I'm reading a book. Let me show y'all what it's showing me real quick. So I want to compare that side by side real quick. So what do we have? Okay, so something I'm doing wrong. Spear attack area, sword attack area is wrong. So where's sword attack at? Sword area. Oh, this is supposed to be... No. Okay, hold on. I want to solve this so bad. And I don't want boots because I don't even know how to use your boots. How? What? Tell it to answer more concise. Okay, Kenny. A more concise answer. Tomorrow I'm gonna try to get on at 5 Mountain Time. So 2 hours, 3 hours earlier than I did today, just to let you guys know. As soon as I get off work. Please provide a more concise answer. Let's see what they... Okay, so sword area equals area of circle sword length. And then it says spear area equals area of circle. Let's see what happens. Boots 3.0. And then it says put spear length in here. Oops. It says put spear length in here. Okay. Now let's see what happens. Huh? No. Okay, let's see. Hold on. Fix now correctly calls spear length. This ensures spear area is calculated properly. Okay, let me figure this out. So, no, this has got to be double. This has got to be, or this has got to be less. We got to get this to be less. So, sword area equals area of circle, sword length, sword. Oh, but this can't equal this then. Fix the bug on 13 by calling area circle function with spear length as input and store the result in spear area. Is there something called spear area? Spear attack area. Let's see. Equals spear area. No. Okay. Spear area and sword area can't be the same. Yeah. And I'm like, so spear area equals... Can I change this? Okay. We would have to call this something else. So let me show you what I would do if I wasn't following or doing this. It'd be like spear area equals, and then we'll call spear area 1 equals spear area. and then I would run it. See, it works. That's the way I would do it, but I don't know what they asking me to do. I wonder if I can get away with this. But do you guys see what I did? I had to call it something else. So function with the sphere length, because this is with the sphere length. The sphere area equals the area of circle, which is all this crap, this function. And then we got to make sphere length is 2.0, so now it's doubling it, because obviously a sword or a spear is longer than a sword. And then we would have to call this sphere area area 1. Oh, I think that's where what I can do. And then let's see, I should still, no. And then get rid of this right here. Equals sphere area 1. And it's the same thing. I'm about to go for it, because you see what I just did? I ended up making sphere area. I ended up making sphere area equal area of circle and sphere length. That's what they want. Let me make sure. Is that what y'all want? Because I'm trying to give y'all what y'all want. Function with the sphere length as input and store the result in the sphere area. Yeah, that's it. Woo! Let's go, baby. Let's go. Yeah, I love Zelda. I haven't played any of the new ones, but I'm OG. I remember playing the first Zelda, and then Link from the Past. That I beat Link from the Past like 1,000 times. Ocarina of Time, I beat that like 100 times. And then what's Majora's Mask, I probably beat once. And then after that, and it started to get on to like the GameCube and all that, I don't like how Nintendo don't go like combine the games with everybody else like PlayStation and Xbox. So functions are tricky. It takes a minute. We ain't playing no videos, man, because your videos, I don't know what you be talking about, bruh. But after that, they'll be second nature to you. You might find yourself slowing down a bit in this chapter. As if you do, it's totally normal. Let's break down the function line by line so you can understand every nook and cranny of it. So, def area circle, that's the name of the function. Inside of here is what we call an input. And then after that, this is some of the function variables. And then this result is what it returns. So you want to print the area. Hold on, what? Oh, okay. And then they just turned this area just turned into, or area of circle. So they turned this function area of circle to area. But I'm not about to do this to y'all. All right, what happens first? Let's go back up here. Let's see if anybody else understands this. So what happens first? The result of pi times r times r is calculated, or the function is defined, the function is called, a value is returned from the function. Oh, I know the answer. Oh, see, yeah, SNES, yeah, you got some style, water. You got that water. Let's see. So to call the functions, do you hit the tab to find the one you need? The result of pi times r is calculated. Does anyone else agree with Kenny? Yeah, 20, yeah, see. Um, I don't really know Water. Uh, I'm not pressing any tabs or anything like that. And then, so this is my guess. Let me tell you what I think it is. The function is called. I think that's the after dev. No, you know, I'll have to show that to you because I don't know if they can let me type in here. No, I can't. So I have to show it to you in a second, but you just press def, and then if area of circles already there, you could press A and then it'll show up, and then you could press tab, and then a lot of this will kind of, it'll probably automate a lot of this, but you can't just like go to it and press tab. But so my guess is the function is called, and this is why I guess it, because we're printing, and then area is calling this right here. But does anyone else agree with Kenny, or does anyone else have any other answers? Because I truly don't know the actual answer. I'm just out there. So I'm gonna try mine, and then I'm gonna try Kenny's. Oh, he was probably right. Oh, he's wrong too. So the value is returned from the function. What? Is it defined? What? I'm not sure if I am right with how I believe the word called and defined, but I think I got those two mixed up. But let's go on to the next. Just know that if you're just now learning this, all the stuff that, let me turn that into a main screen real quick. All the stuff that we went through before functions is what you should be practicing first. Like get the booleans, get the variables, get the strings. Don't rush to functions. Like, I think it took me weeks before I started on my first programming language. Now, if you already know a language and you're just kind of here, you know, chilling with me and learning a little bit as well, obviously, you know, get straight into functions, do what you got to do. But if you add too much of this up at once, I promise you, you'll freak out. Like, your head will explode. But if you're already if you are here and you understand all of this function stuff, then yeah, practice it. But anyway, let's keep it going. Of the choices, which step happens last when the code is executed? Man, the value is returned. Yeah, don't rush the functions. I know that one because we know that the result or return is. Okay. How much more do I have in me? How much is in the tank? Let's see. Yeah, because functions already making my head explode. I'm like, and it's still easy, but it's like, it's different a little bit. It's a little different compared to JavaScript, and still just doing what they're telling me to do. When I make functions, I do what I want to do. So anyway, why is the variable called radius outside the function, but r is inside? So that's important to know. So let's see, where is radius? Oh, okay. So we see that this is a variable called radius, and it equals 5. And to kind of get it involved, we have to do it outside of here. So when you're calling, or you see when they're doing the function, they're still calling radius. My only problem is, where do they make r equal radius? I don't know. See, functions can start to, let me read what they say. Here's a chronological explanation. Define area r. The area of circle function is defined for later use, but not called. It accepts a single input, the arbitrary name r. The body of the function is pi 3.4 is ignored for now. Radius equals 5. A new variable called radius is created and set to the variable 5. Okay. Area of circle and radius. Okay. Function is called with radius in case 5, in this case 5 as the input. Finally, we jump back to the function. We will now start executing the body of the function, and R is set to 5. New variable called pi is created with the variable of 3.14. Result equals 3.14 times 5 times 5. Oh, okay, yeah, it says it right there, yep. Some simple and stored, and then this equals the result. So if we wanted to change any of this, we would change this 5. So we wanted the radius to be bigger, we would change it to 8 or 9 or 10 or whatever. But this would be like the base of the code, and most likely, and this is the equation to get what an area of a circle is, pi times 5 times 5. So all we would do normally is change that. Anyway, why is the variable called radius outside of the function? Because the programming is needlessly hard and makes me want to cry sometimes. Man, they be having some good answers. So in the previous task, where did it show radius input at? I don't know, but I'm gonna answer this and I'm gonna go back because I'm all about trying to figure stuff out, not just like rush the process. So because only the value of the variable is passed in the function, I believe this is it. It is then assigned to a new variable called R. Because all variables are called R. Because all variables are automatically shortened. So it's this one for sure. So whenever you want to do a variable, you got to do that outside of the function, and the function ends right here at the result. You can do it under to keep it within the function, or you can do it above. You can call it first. But it's better to call it after, because that way this will happen, and then this will happen, and then that will happen. So, boom, let's go. Let me go back real quick for you, because I was kind of lost too. So here's the radius. This is what we call, and then area is what the result. So where? I don't see it either. I don't understand it either. I'm trying to figure out, because I see how they put the variables in here right here, but how does that transfer over to this? I need a programming dork dork, not in an offensive way. I'm a dork as well. But I need a programming like master to come and like explain that. Because if I ask ChatGPT, I'm gonna be rolling around in circles. All right. So anyway, let's keep it pushing. Multiple parameters. And I think I'm done after this. I'm serious, y'all. Multiple parameters. Functions can have multiple parameters. A parameter being a fancy word for input. For example, this subtract function accepts 2 parameters. Oh, so this is what we was trying to talk about with the, and then result is equal to A minus B. So if we put under here that A equals 9 and B equals 6, then we should get the result of 3. Or they just did it for us. So this is exactly what I was saying. So result So result equals subtract. But you still would have to put, okay, there's variables. Something got skipped over here, but it can be called like this. My name equals John. How do I make this bigger? I want to make this bigger. My age equals 30. Intro equals create introduction. My name, my age, and then we got some strings going on over here, and then print intro. What? There's some stuff missing in order for this to make sense to me. Oh, intro equals that. Okay. All right, let's see what they want us to do. Let's get the task done. We need to calculate the total damage from a combo of three damaging attacks. Complete the triple attack function by returning the sum of its parameters. Damage 1, damage 2, and damage 3. The attacks attack 1 to attack 6 are already passed to triple attack functions for you, so you don't need to use them directly. So don't mess with 1, don't mess with 6. And we need to calculate the total damage. So I'm gonna write that down because I might forget that real quick. So total damage. Calculate. Okay. So what are we doing? Okay, so we see damage 1, damage 2, damage 3. Attack 1, attack 4. Attack 2 and attack 3, sorry. And then first triple damage attack. Don't touch below this line. Oh, shoot. So we can't do nothing over here. So we have to do all this amazing cool stuff. So we're gonna call this triple attack. And then we'll call this hold on, what are we printing? First of all, we get a syntactical error on 5. File 7 is a string. No, these are numbers. Where? I don't see 7 being a is this? No. Let me see. Attack 1 equals 2. Oh, it's just gonna do that because yeah, this is the last one for me too, Water. I'm gonna try to keep it pushing. It's only doing that because I don't have any equation in there. So let's start off and put, we'll call it result for now, but we can change it to whatever we want to change it to in a second. So result equals attack 1. I'm not sure if I'm have to do attack 1 plus attack 2 plus attack 3, obviously. So we'll get that out there. I'm not sure if I'm doing this right, and if someone knows, help me out. Oh boy, this one is gonna be hard. Oh, look at that. We already getting some results. Getting damage for 2, 4, and 3. None points of damage dealt. Okay. So keep it trucking. All right. Result attack 1. And what is this equals first triple attack damage? Let's run that. Getting damage for okay, so we see that this is working. We see Okay, so my next guess is return. Yeah, it's a little off. Return first triple attack. Now let's see. Dang it. Oh, I think this is what has to go at the end. So let's go. Line 3. What did I do wrong? Oh, I spelled return wrong. First of all, spelled it wrong again. All right, there we go. Now there's wrong with the indent. Okay, boom, there we go. I think that's it. Y'all think that's it? Yeah, I had spelled that wrong. But I think that's it. So let's go back. So we need to calculate the total damage from the combo, 3 damage in attacks. Complete the triple attack function by returning the sum of its perimeters 1, 2, 3. The attacks, boom, 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 functions for you, so you do not need to touch them at all. I think that's it. Getting damage. Yeah, let's go for it. Oh no, your output is only a few characters off. What? Chat GPT. Oh no. Whew. All right. Provide concise answer. All right, let's see what ChatGPT gave us. Okay, so it says it says let me show y'all what it say real quick. It says I need to return damage 1 plus damage 2 plus damage 3. So I think I returned the wrong things. All right, here we go. Let's try it then. And that will, if this works, this will prove to me that I still need to learn a lot about the actual inputs inside of here. So that's what I'll be doing a lot of research on. Let's comment this out real quick and see what happens. Oh, that's right. So what did I do? That Chat GPT did or whatever. Obviously, this line is just irrelevant. Well, I think that's gonna be it. Thank you guys so much for your time. Please subscribe. Like I said, I'll be on tomorrow, and we'll I'll mix it up. I plan on doing a little bit of boot dev, and then at the end we're gonna hack a box because I be needing to hack stuff. So with that being said, I'll see you guys later, and y'all have a good night. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think I still did it wrong, Kenny, but It is what it is right now. I need to go do some research. No, thank you guys. I appreciate the time. All right, I'm gonna get on out of here.